Hello, fine folks, and welcome to Booghy Plays. This evening I am playing again with questions. My guest tonight is a. I think we're all right. I think we should be all right. Yeah, we are all right. My guest tonight is a designer and my first guest of the let's call my first woman guest. I never had one until now, so it's going to be interesting. She's a designer of lighter games. Her most known game is Men at Work. So I have invited tonight for this interview Rita Modl. I hope I said it correctly. Hello, Rita, and welcome to Booghy Plays.
Hi. Yes, it's called Rita Modl. Yes, you say that right. Yeah.
Okay. How are you?
I'm fine and I'm very happy to be here.
How is the weather in Munich tonight?
It's very rainy, it's very cold, and I see you have a Christmas tree behind you.
Yeah, I didn't have the time to take it off. I did not have the time to take it off, and I had two options. I either leave it behind or I take it off the frame, and I was too
Uh,
lazy to take it off frame. So I said, I'm gonna just keep it there. Probably this weekend I'm gonna finally take it off. I did not have the time to take it off, so that's why it's still there. And I like I said, I was too lazy to move it off frame, on frame, off frame, on frame. So I hope you're fine. I hope you're feeling fine. Welcome to my virtual gaming room on these virtual comfortable chairs. I hope.
yes.
We're going to talk a bit about about your journey of becoming a designer. And then at the end, we are going to have a fast questionnaire about, well, it's also about you. And you're going to see what it is about. It usually surprises a lot of people, that part.
Cool. I like that.
You like to be surprised.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm going to start with the first part of the interview, and I'm going to ask you, where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Bavaria in Germany, and I also live here. And yeah, that's my home country. Yeah,
Bavaria
I'm
is a
still here.
country in itself in Germany.
It's that country. Yes.
Uh,
The old
the most fun, yeah. Where in Bavaria? A small town, a bigger town?
it's a village near 1 hour near Munich, but I'm very often in Munich, so I also say I live near Munich. Yeah.
I see. I see. So you grew up in a small village near Munich. How was the life in a smaller village near Munich?
Let me say that when I was 20, I moved as far as I can to Munich.
Oh, so you wanted to escape.
Yeah, so and then I lived 17 years there, and now I'm old and can live in a village again.
Ah, okay. So when you what did you have any siblings, brothers, sisters?
I have a sister. She's 8 years older than me,
I see.
and she's completely different to me. She's the exactly opposite of me.
Oh, so okay. So she doesn't play games.
Yes. Yeah, not maybe children games because she has children and very low games, but she doesn't play test.
I see.
Yeah.
Um, And what were your mother and your father's professions?
And my mother is in she doesn't work
I see.
now because
Of
old.
course, she's pensioned, but what was her profession then when you were a
Um, she
child?
she worked in a hospital,
She was a
and my
nurse or a doctor?
a nurse, a
A
nurse,
nurse. I see.
and my father worked in for the German train company,
I see.
so Deutsche Bahn.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh,
In the
yeah, that's the German train company.
Yeah, yeah, in the Technic company. So they have nothing to do with board games.
Yeah, but and what did your parents wanted from you when you were a child? What did they envision for you when you grow up?
Um, yeah, so my mother was very for security and be safe. And so at first I learned a very safe job. So I was working in a bank when I was young. And so this was the safe one, but then I studied photo design, so I'm also a photographer.
I see.
And yeah, and now I'm designing board games.
Yeah. Let's not jump in the present yet. One way or the other, childhood shapes a person. The way
Yeah,
you grow up, the parents,
yeah.
your siblings. How when you were a child, what did you wanted to do when you grow up? When you grow up.
Oh, I would say I was a very stupid child. I think I
Why?
was a very stupid child because when I was very young, so we're talking about the class 1 to 4, I was maybe a little bit stupid. I was, and but I wasn't interested in school. And then when I came into class 5, it changed completely because we can use the calculator,
I see.
and we have our first foreign language, English, and so it was for me a new start
I
in
see.
school.
Okay.
So, and from that on, I was always the best in class.
so
I
so
don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it were also the teachers because the teachers changed completely. And yeah, I don't know. But from being very, very bad to
to
being
very
on
very.
top.
I see.
Yeah.
And what did you dream to be when you grow up?
Oh, it was that is funny because sometimes I read in the books of my friends because they when you were young, everyone has a little book and everybody is writing
Writing on
there.
it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and when I read that again, it was I want to be a singer or
yeah.
something with computer.
I see.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
and in that very, how should I put it, um, full of life childhood of yours, in the rural area near Munich. Did you play board games when you were a child? You were a child
When
of the 90s?
Yes, I played a lot of board games. So also the classics. So the Crazy Labyrinth. I don't know
Mm,
what's the English title, and of course Monopoly, and then Catan, and so on. Yes, I had a very good friend of mine, and she was playing a lot of board games. Her whole family was playing a lot of board games, so I could go there and playing board games.
I see. Um, so, did you play with the family or you played with friends?
I play with friends.
You played with friends.
Yeah.
And you had, did you have, I know, weekly meetings? Did you have game
No,
days?
no, no, it was no, it's not like here we have every Monday we're playing board games. No, it was I'm going to my friend and then we play board games or not.
I see.
Yeah.
But board games were a big part of your life since you were a child and
Yeah, since I was a teenager and
teenager.
then I stopped playing.
I see. So you practically discovered modern board games since in your teen years. Modern board games. We're talking about Catan. You're already playing Catan, which is practically the start of modern board gaming in a way.
Yeah. I stopped with Catan because I'm I was playing with boys who I would say no. No, I was a teenager and other things were interesting and and the people I do things with they didn't play board games.
I see.
And
I
so I
see.
also didn't play board games because I think no one at this time,
Found the
not
board
many
games.
people play board games.
Yeah, yeah. Um, um, so at what did you what were you interested in other than games? What were your other hobbies outside boys?
Yeah. Of course, parties,
I
and
see.
of course, having a mobile phone. This is a very huge thing, and the internet started, and all these things new with the computer and so on. And yeah,
Did you play lots of video games? Otherwise,
no, but um, no, but searching in the internet, and yeah, and so on.
okay. What did you go study at university? What did you study?
At when and where in Munich, I studied photo design in Munich, 2006.
Well, yeah. And when did you rediscover though? Because you went to study, you studied in photo design. You probably worked in photo design
Yeah,
from then on. Um,
I'm
uh,
still working.
uh
I'm a freelancer, so I'm still working as a photo designer, but half time. So I'm a full-time board game designer, but also do a few photo jobs.
I see. What? When did you rediscover modern board games?
It was 2016.
Oh,
Because I wanted to develop a board game
how come?
and yeah, from nowhere.
I see.
I didn't play. I just wanted to develop a board game, and after that, I was looking what new board games there, and I watched YouTube and so on, and then my off because I said, "Wow, there are so many good board games. I have to play them all." And so I was going to groups, and so every week we are playing, and it's still now I'm playing a lot of board games.
I see. What kind of a player are you? What kind of games do you usually play?
I play everything new I can play. Um, Mostly party, family, and
Kenner
Kennerspiel,
spiel. Okay,
Kennerspiel,
lighter strategy. Let's say lighter
Lighters.
toward
Yeah,
medium, which is the Kenner spiel
yeah.
today.
I I also play big strategy games, but not so often. Um, and I'm a very fast player. So when we are playing a very strategy game, my turn is very short, and then I have to wait 10 minutes because the others have to think so, need so much time to think about it, and I'm sitting there, your turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they can't be all as smart as you are to move that fast.
Oh, well, let me say, I'm always losing.
No, you are letting them win.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Um, so in a way, you're an omni gamer. If you say you play also from party games to heavier strategy games,
Yeah.
but what do you prefer the most to play?
Mm, yeah, family to light strategy.
Light strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say that the idea of doing a board game came out of nowhere.
Nowhere. Yeah.
When did it start to become a reality? When did you start thinking, I might like to do this? I might want to do this.
Yeah, so I think it was also 2000 and maybe it was 2017 because I think that was my time when I was the first time in Essen at Spiel, and then I meet other designers, and they were so friendly to me. So I thought, so I'm coming from the photo business where everybody is boxing around, and there in the board game business everybody was very friendly to me, and then I thought, hey, this is a cool area to work. Yeah, and then I it grows more and more, and yeah, now I'm here.
Okay. Um, so what was so you went to Essen and after that you told yourself, I want to do this. I want to be a game designer from
No,
going to Essen.
no, it was more like I want to develop games, and hopefully I get a contract.
I see.
But it was very hard, and it's still hard, of course. And it's like more I can do both jobs, photography and board game designing, because both are freelancing jobs. And yeah, let's do this.
I see. So what? How many games? What was your first published design?
And my first one was Man at Work, a dexterity game.
I see, and I think that is your best known game out of them all,
It's
the most successful.
No, the most successful is King of 12.
King of 12 is more successful than Men at Work. I know, for example, I know more about Men at Work than King of 12.
Yeah, because the publisher is bigger
I see.
than from King of 12, but I sold more King of 12 than Men at Work.
Than Men at Work. It's a bigger game. Probably it's more expensive Men at Work
Yeah,
than King of
of
12.
course, of course.
If we talk only about numbers. But your first design was practically a hit because
No, my first published
published
game
it.
was
Okay.
a hit, not my first.
So how many games did you shelve before
Oh,
you
well,
published?
you can see behind me.
Yeah,
And there's a behind these games there are a lot of boxes,
I see.
and I don't know, Man Rock was my seventh game I designed, but so I have a lot of old games, old ideas that I threw away after before that and after that, so it's a huge process, and now I would say um I'm faster in game designing now as 3 years ago, and the ideas are better and the work is faster. But before all these things, there are a lot of boxes here I with bad ideas.
So you're keeping them there to remind you to not do that anymore.
No, I'm keeping them because maybe there's something in it I can use.
I see.
And maybe in 2 years, I look at this game and I'm working with it and I'm telling myself, what did you do? This is fully shit. So we can change this and this and this, and then it's a good game.
I see.
Hopefully, I don't know.
So what do you like if you're say a lighter gamer? I suppose this is what you like to design also. What
Yes.
the type of games? Let's say, because I see Man at Work as a more of a party game for gamers in a way.
Yeah.
So practically, yeah, probably that's the direction where you want to go to. So I would like to know, what is your design philosophy? Do you have
My
one, or or you're inventing it right now? But you have to answer this question.
my design philosophy. Oh, um, I want to publish games because this is one big step. And the next step is I want to publish good games.
I see.
So, yes.
Um,
So, no philosophy.
Philosophy,
Yeah.
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 Well, what, because you're a practically, you're not a let's say a veteran in the field. Did you
A
find it
what?
a veteran designer, an older design, a designer who has had a lot of titles published? You are a newer designer, a younger designer. Did you find it hard to publish your first design?
The first design, yes. The first game, yes. After that, so I had a lot of luck because my first game I published was very successful. So it opened a lot of doors to me. So um, it's still hard, but I have a lot of contracts in the board game business. So when I need appointments, I will get there. But I also have to design good games.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
It's sort of a given.
yeah.
So, why do I ask you about philosophy? I asked you about philosophy. In today's world, we talk when we review games. When I review games, I have some criteria, and we talk about mechanisms. We talk about theme. What is important to you when you design a game? Where do you start from?
Um, it's completely different. So I start with a material or a mechanic or a theme, and it changes completely. So I think this is good. I like that, and I'm trying to do that. And if I think this is a good thing to work on, I work on. But I have no really. This is the one thing I will always start. No.
You don't have one thing. So whatever works and gets
Yeah,
you
whatever works.
and gets you to the end.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
you know, we should tell people that you're German. You break all the stereotypes.
Yes.
Organized and yeah.
No, no, no. I'm I'm organized, I would say. Um but I would also say the older I get, the not organized I am. And that's very good for my creativity.
Okay. Do you see board games as a form of art?
Yes, of course. it's first it's art, but it's also you need a lot of experience.
Like in any art form?
Yeah, like in other art form,
Yeah.
because so when I'm coming from a creative side, a lot of other board game designers come from the math side, the
Yes.
technical
Yeah. Yeah.
side, and this is another thing to work. So when we are talking about balancing, so if you do it my way, you need a lot of experience to balance. And if you are on the math side, uh, you need Excel, and then you do it, put the numbers in the list, and then okay, if you have this, you need this. If you have this, you need this. So this is not how I work. So I do it with a lot of feelings. So how does it feel if this card a little too too powerful or not? So and that needs a lot of experience.
I see. Um, do you work with artists with for or how important is you do the design part, also the art part, somebody else does it? Do you work close with an artist, or the publisher gets to do
And
that?
mostly the publisher do that. And I'm not I knew them, but if you're working on a project, the middleman is always the developer from the publisher.
I see. How is it to work with a developer? You're the designer. There's always a developer. Usually, a developer is someone who will come and what do you say, organize things in one way or another. But sometimes you might not like it. How is it to work with a developer?
Um, so if a publisher is interested in your game, then mostly you are working together with the publisher and to make the game better. So this should be the aim of this cooperation. And sometimes it is very hard, and sometimes it is very easy. So it depends on the project. So, but normally it is good and should be good. So
I
yeah,
see. So you usually had good experiences.
yes, yes.
Um, so sorry, I have a little cold which doesn't want to go away. Yeah. So working with publishers, is it? Um, uh, do you find it when you sign? How much time does it take to go from signing a game to publish it?
Um, Mostly very fast. I would say a half year to
1
1 year.
year, um,
Yes,
but
because if I before I sign a game, mostly I have a lot of contact with the publishers, and we are also talking about the game. And then when we are both sure, then we do that, and then it goes very fast.
I see. Um, what um, is it? I wanted to ask you about what is fun to you.
You mean working on games, or
What
what
is
is
fun
fun?
to you? Yeah. Maybe for you is working on game. No, 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 no. About games, not parties.
I
We're not
like
going
I
back
like
to parties.
I would say what is fun?
Because why fun is different for different people. I am a
Yeah,
heavy Euro gamer. I enjoy going through a heavy puzzle and feeling my brain burning after a game. For some others, there is
yeah.
chucking some dice. Fun is different for different people. So, what is fun for you or to you?
When I play games, and I have a little strategy, so it's not too complicated for me. But so that I can do a little strategy, and then the strategy is working, and then I'm very happy.
I see. So you like
Or
you like or sorry.
or we are playing a party game, and it's really really funny, and we are laughing a lot. And months ago, we are still talking about what's happening at that night. So
The story the story it
yeah,
creates that game creates
yeah,
for a long time for that people
yeah,
for the people who played that game. Yeah, I have one or two questions here which are, and I'm thinking, but I say I should ask you though. Do you find this hobby inclusive, and do you find that being a woman is a tougher job to design or to publish games than, I don't know, being a man?
no, I don't think so. But it's I was always questioned why there are not so many women in the board game business or as a board game designer. And I always have to say, it you have to work a lot in common, maybe 1, 2, or 3 years for one game, and you getting no money for this. And if you have a family and children, maybe you can't afford that time. And so it's not. Um, I'm getting no. I would say it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. The most important thing is that you have a good
A
game.
good game, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. I think this is what I think. If also if you're, who cares if you're a reviewer and you're, doesn't matter if you're this or that.
yeah,
Important is what you know and what you can talk about. Doesn't matter the color of your skin or
yeah,
your gender.
yeah,
In the end, and I also find that this hobby is it's for everyone, and everyone can have access to do
yeah.
stuff.
But I see what changed the last years were the themes in board games. So publishers and also designers are more looking at what themes they put in, and look that they don't hurt any some people or something like that. So maybe that's the reason why we have so many games about nature right now.
Yeah, and probably we're going to have games about a lot of games about space, because nobody
Yeah,
cares when
yeah,
when you conquer space.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Those are evil.
yeah.
The aliens are evil. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, so I do have one more. I had a few more questions here. Can you talk
Yeah.
us a bit through your day? What a day in the life of Rita Modl looks like?
Yeah, first I'm getting out of bed and counting all my money I have. No. Um,
Like, yeah, you and Floyd Mayweather staying with your money on the couch. I don't know
yeah,
if you know who he is, but
yeah. No, it's I'm working from home, so this is my bureau, and sometimes I have a Skype appointment. So mostly I do Skype appointments with the publishers, And then I'm working on games and I have to test them again because every change I do, I have to test again. And then I'm also Skyping with the publisher again and on and on. So most of my time I do playtesting, my prototypes, and yeah, and also a lot of do a lot of traveling to the fairs or to board game weekends or board game days. So I will be there and then I can play test my prototypes again or playing new board games or having appointments. So it's very different. Sometimes I have not so much to do because I have to wait. Or sometimes I'm very busy, so it's like in every other creative
Yeah,
um
profession.
branch. Yeah,
Yeah.
profession, yeah.
And when night comes, Rita goes on fire. Rita is on fire.
Yeah.
Now there the partying starts. Um, so talking about playtesting, how many times you playtest before you say it's done?
Oh, oh, very, 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 very often. Too often. Um, Normally before I show a game to a publisher, I'm working 1 month to half a year on a game, and I do play tests 2 times a week, I would say. So,
Eight,
yeah.
eight, eight, around 50 times before you show it to a publisher.
No, 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 much more often because sometimes. So this is the average.
I see.
But before a fair, I do play test 4 times a week, whenever I can, and sometimes 3 times a day. And so it depends on um how much days I do have before the fair is. But it depends, and also depends on what type of game it is. So if I have a children game, I do not so often test it, but I also, of course, I have to test it with children.
I see.
And if I have a strategy game, I have to play test a lot more.
Of course, yeah, that's logical. And you use a regular group which you play test with, or you go from different groups, from groups to groups, to newer
I
groups.
go from I go from groups to groups because I have so many prototypes. I have to be very kind to my playtesters and playtest the same game so often because I don't want that they get bored. Um, so I have a lot of playtesting groups, and that is also why I'm traveling a lot because the playtest groups are 1 or 2 hours far away.
Oh, I see. In the village, not in the
No,
village.
no, not in the village. No.
Okay. What do you what's your your take on expansions? Do you like doing expansions, or you dread the idea of doing expansions?
Well, expansions, if the publishers want to do expansion, I of course do an expansion because it's safe money I get. And yeah, and why not doing an expansion? So
But
if you want an expansion from me, you will get that.
but do you think that if do you have do you ever think that you maybe you haven't finished that game, or because there are designers who think that expansions they are not needed. They have finished the game, they have tested 1 year, 1 2 years. He doesn't want to do an expansion. He thinks the game is done. He doesn't want to bring anything. He doesn't want to give it bloat. He doesn't want to give it more. What is your philosophy on this?
Um, I would say as long as the game is hot, expansions will be played. But
I
if
see.
you have a game and then doing an expansion 5 years after that, I don't know. But if a game, for example, Wingspan, it's it's stupid to do not an expansion on Wingspan or Everdell or something like that. So why
I
not?
see. I think Everdell is finally done. Um, I don't think we'll ever see an expansion, and it shouldn't. I think it has enough. Also Wingspan. I think it has enough expansions. Uh, no, we don't need any more expansions for Wingspan. We have enough to play for a lifetime. Now, what is your most played game?
I think it's Yahtzee
That's it.
because I played that when I was a child, when I was a teenager, and I'm still playing it. So I think it's Yahtzee.
I see. And let's say more more closer to the years when you started designing, which
Yeah,
is what is your most played game?
I have to look at my shelf. Maybe it's code names
I see.
or who did it? Oh, I don't know what's the
Clue?
type. I don't know what's the English title of this
I don't know either.
from Blue Orange.
I don't know
Who
either.
did,
I
who
haven't
did
played that
it?
one.
I think it's Who Did It. Yeah, this is one of my. So the cards are very well played. Yeah, so these are the two games, I think.
I see. Code names I know about that one. I do not know at all. And what? Which is your favorite game? What is your favorite game?
I would also say code names because yeah, because it's the game which when I get back to playing board games a lot, it was that game. It opens my eyes and I said, wow, this is so clever, this is so cool, and this was the starting game.
It's a yeah, it's a Vlada Shvatel title, so yeah, it's quite interesting how he manages to do things, um, things with very little,
Yeah,
a lot of things with so little.
yeah,
Um, and could I ask you who is your favorite designer?
I think it's Dr. Rainer Knizia.
Doctor. Yeah, you have to put
Yeah,
doctor in front of. You have to. Yeah, that's right.
I have both games from him, and I think, and also he's a great person. He's very lovely, he's very friendly, and so I think that's my favorite designer.
And now, at the end of this part of the interview, I would like to ask you if you want to say something. If I might, I might skip something. I might have not asked you something which you would have wanted to talk about. Um, and yeah, what would that be?
Uh, which was my favorite game last year?
Which was your favorite game last year?
Uh, I have two games. The
Yeah,
first is Planet Unknown,
I see.
and the second one is Hitster.
I haven't heard about
Hitster?
that one. No. No.
Oh, so cool. So that it's the bad thing. It's just working with an app with Spotify or something like that, and you need a premium account. This is not so good, but if you have a premium account, it's fantastic. So there are cards in the middle, and you have to scan it, and then the app plays a very popular music title, and
Yeah.
then you have to like Anno Domini, you have to put the which time it was when this music title was,
Appeared.
yeah,
Okay.
here. And if you also name the interpret and the song title, you get an extra chip, and it's fantastic. So if you like music, and I do really like music, then it's very cool.
Yeah. So we have established you are a party girl. We finish on this this part of the interview, and we go to my second part, which is a questionnaire,
Yeah.
which it derives from Marcel Proust. Marcel Proust has a bigger questionnaire. It has a two-part questionnaire. One you do at, I think, 13, one you do at 21, I believe, and it's questions you should ask yourself, and yeah, and it talks a bit about you. And that questionnaire was taken by a French uh,
What?
host, a French TV host, which is Bernard Pivot. And from Bernard Pivot was taken by James Lipton from Inside Actor Studio, and from there I have taken it also. So it was kind of fun when Vincent Dutré recognized some of the questions because he knew about Bernard Pivot. So I got busted, but I told him in the beginning. So let I will start with my first question. My first, it's not mine, but I it's going to be mine now. What is your favorite word? You can say it in German also.
Glump. It, it's in
What does it?
German word. It's a Bavarian word,
Yeah.
and it's got that's a glump, and it's a shitty thing you don't need.
I see a thing, a small thing which you don't need, but you want.
Yeah.
You kind of want it. Yeah. Um, what is your least favorite word?
My what?
Least favorite.
What is list?
Least means the one which you don't like, the word that you
Oh,
don't like the
oh,
most.
spiders, because I really don't like spiders.
So the word scares you.
Yeah.
I see. What turns you on creatively or emotionally or spiritually?
Party? No. Um, what turns me on? I like food very much. A pizza.
I see. A Wurst? A good Wurst?
Wurst?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Pizza.
But aren't you Bavarian?
Yeah, but I'm eating so much sausage the whole time. It's
You're tired of it. Okay, I see it. And yeah, beer?
mm, Radler.
No,
You
Radler.
know
I see.
Radler?
I know. Yes,
Uh,
it's with lemon.
yeah.
Um, a- and what turns you off?
Spiders? I really, really, really don't like spiders.
What is your favorite curse word?
What is curse word? What is curse?
Curse is curse. Well, translated, it's swear word, bad word.
A bad word. Oh,
when you're mad and you start
Yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
What is your favorite one?
Blödmann. It's not so bad, but it's on point. Blödmann.
And what does it mean?
It means stupid man. Blödmann.
I see.
So
What
whenever
sound?
mostly I use that in games. So when someone make his turn and I wanted to do that, then I said Blödmann.
I see. It's a good one.
Yeah.
What sound or noise do you love?
Music. And
What
I
kind of
also
music?
have sometimes when I sleep, I do rainy sound of a rainy day. I like that very much.
So, so the atmosphere right now, it's good for you
Yes, yes.
if
I,
it
I
rains.
open I open the window and then I can sleep very good.
Um, what sound or noise do you hate? And I can tell you, spiders do not make sounds or noises.
Do you really know that?
I know, yeah.
What sound? Mm, 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 oh, a baby crying?
You don't like that.
No.
I see. Which which profession outside the one you already do you would like to attempt?
Musician.
What kind of a musician? What would you like to play?
Um,
An instrument or?
no, creating music. So I have a small music project where I create music.
And what do
So
you play? What
electronic music.
electronic music? So you don't need to
Yeah,
play the.
like on parties.
I see. Yeah, I see. Um, and what profession outside the one you already do you would not like to attempt?
Working in a zoo in the spider. No. Um.
So you would not want to be Spider Woman.
Yeah, genau. Um.
If somebody
Working.
comes to you and offer you this role of, you will have to say no. You realize that.
Yeah, yeah. I would not do. I would not work in a bank again because I already did that, and yeah, I would not do that again.
So you wouldn't want to work in a bank.
Yeah.
Eh, Isn't that hard?
It's no, you have to sell a lot of things. It's not just sitting there and people come, you have to sell a lot of things.
I see.
Yeah.
Exactly like in board games.
Yes, but then I sell my own things and not things they want me that I should sell that.
I see. So you want to sell your things, not their things.
Yeah.
And my last question from this questionnaire is, if heaven exists, what you expect God to say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Um, you were a lovely and friendly person, and that was very good.
I see. Um, well, they,
What strange question.
well, it might seem this way, but yeah. Thank you, Rita, for coming on and for answering my questions. I hope you had a good time. I hope you felt good.
Yeah.
Um, so I wish you luck with your next designs. It was when I talked to Ode about he recommended doing an interview with you, and
Yeah.
he was right. You are a riot. Uh, you are a lot of fun, and thank you, thank you for
Yeah,
for the joy you have inside you. And I do hope your next designs are more successful than 12 Kings
yeah,
and Men at Work. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah. Thank you so much to having me. It was very fun.
I see. Yeah, yeah. It was almost like a party. Um, yeah. Well, I hope we'll see each other maybe in Essen and speak face to face. It's yeah, and as I said, I wish you best of luck. I would kind of ask you to not close the conversation. We'll talk a bit about afterwards, uh,
Yeah.
and I will do my outro, and then we finish. Thank you again.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
And I want to thank again Rita for coming and making this fun and let's say different in a way because it's the first interview with a which is a person of the opposite sex. Um, so I hope I'll manage to get more women, girls from the industry to talk to us about becoming a designer because, like I said, I think in the end it's important what you design, not anything else. I want to thank everybody who came and watched live. I want to come and thank everybody who will come and watch us after the fact. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. It's important for the channel to grow and to speak, yeah, easier with publishers. And yeah, until next time, all I can say is what it says in here. It says in Romanian, but as always, I translated. It says play a lot, play loads, as the Brits say, have fun. And until next time, bye bye, fine folks, wherever in the world you are.